the prime subject for today, right, is going to be market context, right? I really want to focus on market context, things you could use to help you pull triggers on trades, stomp out of trades, get in trades, right? And break down the week ending in 6/28/2024, right? So biggest thing I want to point out here is like, yeah, the market's been very bullish, but that doesn't necessarily, see, this is where market context is so important, because like, I mean, you're gonna have days where you're above end of day and above open print and above PDH, and that doesn't necessarily mean you can't short the market, right? Like I took a short on Friday, and I was targeting open print and end of day, right? Like we shorted up here, off the 50, and technically, yeah, I'm above open print, I'm above end of day, right? But like, don't be so one-sided, right? Where, oh, we're above open print, I must long, or oh, I'm, below end of day, I must short, right? So, I had a couple things this week that I'm gonna want to talk about here, right? It was a challenging week for me, bro. This was not a bunch of amazing trades, right? It was more, I noticed this week there was a lot of 50-50 perspective going on, meaning like I long the market, would get stomped out, and then I would short the market, right? Like Tuesday, I took 2 longs and then a nice short, right? Like, and that's why that 50-50 perspective is such a tool, right? Like if I long the market here off open print, and it doesn't go my way, right? Like if that setup comes up again, I could take it, and then if it doesn't, right, doesn't make sense to go short, right? So there was a lot of that going on this week that happened. It literally happened to me multiple times, and that's why, right? Like it's so valuable to be able to switch stories here. But yeah, let's take a look. Monday. So real quick, let me just get my levels over here real quick. I'm just gonna duplicate this guy. Bam. Okay. Monday was, stay right here. Okay. 1 second. There we go. 10-day, 15-min. There we go. Okay. So this is what it looked like going into Monday, right? We had end of day all the way down here, right? We were opening right up on it. We had previous day high right here. Let me just duplicate this real quick. Hold up. No, I'm just going to do this. PDH, money, and then PDL, which was all the way down here. Bam. Okay. All right, so yeah, going into this day, right, like, opened right up at end of day. Boom. Now I can switch back to that 5-minute 5-day chart real quick. And Todd, feel free, Rishi, I know you're on the mic too. Anything you guys want to add into this, feel free. Any trades you took, any observations you took from this week. My main goal with these webinars is to obviously talk about shit we want to fix, stuff that we've seen happen, or stuff that we want to repeat. So at any time, feel free. Anyone can hop in this. But Monday, right? Open print established. We fall down below open print. This actually looked like a textbook short play right here. And then price rallies right above open print, shattering the cloud. We get that crossover, right? Now, these large candles, right? Especially, right? Like this is a clear move to the downside right here, and then a massive rejection, right? So look at this short play, right? This is textbook short play off open print, right? Break, come up for that retest right there, and then this is usually a short for me, right? And I'd be targeting previous day low down here. And then this is where that 50-50 perspective comes in, right? Just to shed light on the market context, where if sellers are in control here, they are not going to let this happen. You see what I mean? Like this is a bearish. This actually looks very bearish to me. I would have taken this short. I didn't because I've been trying to focus a little bit more on trades at or around the 50. But this was a textbook break, retest of the short play, targeting previous day low. I would not fault anyone for that. And then watch, boom, this thing just rallies, blows through open print, and just takes off like no other. This was massive buying pressure coming in. And then, Todd, were you ever, did you make any move here in the morning? I'm interested.
Yeah, I took it long because
2 minute?
yeah, because and I got the 5 minute pulled up too, but a lot of what I've been seeing, and we've talked about this before, is them low W patterns and the M pattern.
Yeah.
And yeah, that looks like a good short right there. If you go back to the 5
Yeah.
minute,
Right here.
like you said, that looks like I was kind of leaning towards a short, but that you see how that green candle never got taken out
Yeah.
by red to the downside.
Yeah, right here.
And then you see it makes a little W, and then when it takes out the top of that, man, that's telling you
Yeah. Conditions.
sellers ain't got it.
Yeah, that's the shift right there. That's actually one of the reasons why I didn't take that. I didn't take that short because, I mean, there was a couple reasons, right? But you had end of day right here. We broke below end of day, and now I'm looking for. I don't want to see price get back above end of day. You know what I'm saying? Like, if sellers were gonna hold this, they wouldn't let price really get back above EOD or yeah. I just didn't like. I didn't like this. And the 2 minute really shows that. And when did you take this long, Todd? Once it blew off the top?
Yeah, well, yeah. That's when I took it right there, right where you at.
Bam.
When it blew out that red right there.
So
yeah,
that,
because like I said, I've been studying big candles for years, and
yeah,
like I said, 80% of the time you got big and then when it takes out 4 or 5 candles to the left of it,
yeah, right here. Oh shit.
like, you got to think of it as like all the shorts are stopping out right there, so that's going to fuel it to the upside.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Go ahead,
Kind of
Reese.
like a trap.
Do you wait for a retest of the 50 EMA, or do you, as soon as like it breaks it, that's just a shift in conditions and that's enough confirmation?
That's you, right, Todd? Or Rishi, you're asking?
Yeah, I'm asking Todd. I'm curious.
Well, me, it depends on what kind of candle goes to the 50.
Right.
If you got a big candle, I'm probably going to jump into the candle. If we got 3 or 4 little small candles going to it, I'll wait for a retest.
Right.
Okay.
It all depends on what kind of candle gets to it.
The context. The context.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and like one thing, it's actually right, like especially on the 2 minute, this is going to be extremely valuable on the 2 minute, right? 5 minute, the only thing that this may hurt you with, it's still valuable, just in my experience, is now your stop's going to be very far away, and that's what me and Todd always talk about, right? Like if you're using the 2 minute right here, and you got open print, you got end of day, sellers lost it, right? Like the way I'm looking at this is like, okay, these sellers tried. And now this candle is just blowing. It just blew all them out. And now, Todd, you're watching previous day high, right? So you're going, okay, this thing's either gonna go down to previous day low today, or it's gonna rally up into pre-market high and previous day high. So once this thing tries to go short and then blows out the top of this, you're in that with your appropriate stop.
Yeah, I use those the pit levels as targets.
Yeah.
The pit, and I take my trades off of
Moving averages.
candlestick.
Yeah.
And moving averages.
Yeah. That's a.
I like trading big bars because my back testing has showed me big bars got like a 80% follow through.
Yeah.
But there's a caveats to it. If a big bar forms and it doesn't have follow through and gets taken out to the opposite side, now I'm in the opposite way.
Yeah, she's gonna sink.
Yeah.
Kind of like this one.
Like Friday, that big bull 180 on the Qs that came in.
Yeah.
I said, man, it's over with for
Yeah,
bears. you
yeah,
know?
yeah. Like even this candle right here, this 940 candle, super bearish, big bar, doesn't follow through, boom.
Yep.
This thing
It's
rips.
the other way.
And what I love about it though is that's what magnifies the risk reward aspect of this game, right? Like me and Darren were talking. I mean, this week was like it was a struggling week, and then Friday literally took care of all my losses, right? Like it's like risk reward is the main principle in this game. Like all too often we focus on being right, perfect entries. I'm super guilty of this. Like I'm super guilty of this sometimes I'll overthink my entries like crazy, and then next thing you know I'm taking stupid trades, right? But like at the end of the day, right? I like your approach, Todd, because it's like, listen, if I see that my criteria, I'm in it. Based on the story, I'm willing to put money on this, and even if it doesn't work, my big candle theory, if this don't work, it's probably gonna just go the other way. So then I'm just gonna do the exact same thing to the other side. So, because what's good here is you've captured the morning move where I missed it, and then when I missed the morning move, I'm now going, oh, okay, what's my next move? And I'm like, okay, I'm watching this level. Now maybe I'll take this long, right? Which is what I did. I took this long and then got stomped out of the market. And then, because I've missed what happened in the morning, I have to be able to not let that affect my next move. Not saying this isn't my criteria. I was really bullish. I had a nice upside target. I was willing to take this long. But sometimes missing moves will cause you to take shitty moves, if you know what I mean. So. And then look at here how once price came up, was hugging the 50, price then broke, closed below the 50, and got a really nice move to the downside right there. So that was Monday. Let me see here. Crazy. Looking back, dude, I was looking at all my pre-market plans. Every pre-market plan, I'm going, okay, if we could break out of this level, I'm targeting this. If we could do this, and it's like all week we just traded in this little range until Friday. All right, hold up. I'll fix this. All right, so PDH goes right here. Boom. End of days way down here at the bottom.
Josh?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think someone wanted to ask a question. I didn't see who.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, go ahead. If anyone has a question, just go ahead and ask it. I think you're on mute, buddy. Let me see. Oh, yeah, there you go. Now try. Go ahead.
Just for Todd, who was talking about his big candle entries.
Yeah.
I find myself like hesitant entering on those because it's like hard to find a stop.
Yeah.
Because you can't do the bottom of the candle technically.
Yeah.
If he could tell me where he put his stop, just so it.
Yeah.
I could learn.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for me, if a big candle takes out 4 to 5 candles to the left of it, I trade on a 2 minute, so it's kind of different than a 5.
Yeah.
And if that candle is starting to close big in the last 30 seconds, 20 seconds, I'll jump into that candle.
Right.
And if it's a real big candle, I'll put my stop, and it's too big of a stop, I'll put my stop a third from the bottom. Like
right
a
here.
third from the bottom. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Because it gives me a little bit less risk on the trade. And then if I'm in the trade and I see another big bar, I'll drag my stop up to the bottom of the biggest bar if I'm in the trade to kind of keep it locked in.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, and know what I like about that, Todd, is like you're playing the story, right? Like I find sometimes, right, I want to put on a trade, but I can't find a good place to put my stop, right? Like a trade like this, right? We know this is going up. We know if we see a pattern like this, right, and it looks very bullish, right? Like sellers tried, they couldn't hold it, price blew off the top. Like this looks very bullish, and like say you want to get in this, right? Like, but you're like, oh, I got nowhere to put my stop. This is where I'll then, I'll use the moving averages, but like say the moving averages are far away and I really want to get in it. I'll put my stop where I just don't want to see price to go. Like the top, right below right below the top of these candles. I'll put my stop like right down here. If I want to get in something like this, right? I'll put it like right there. And this way I now have like a 40-cent margin that I can accommodate to see if this is going to go my way. Because, I'm just playing the market story, right? And sometimes it'd be like, oh no, this is super bullish, but I can't get in because I can't find a good stop, right? Like, and also Todd, right? You've been back testing this, studying this for years now, so it shows your conviction. You know what I'm saying? When you see what you like, you're willing to put risk on the line.
Yeah. If you don't back test it and see it for yourself, like I told you when I first started with you, I started printing all my charts out.
Yeah.
And I'll sit there and just look at them, and it almost, after you do it for a couple of years, you're like, man, I've seen this before.
Yeah.
So I'm in.
Yeah. You know exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah, because I've seen this 7, 8 out of 10. It works my way, so it's almost to where if I see it, I got to do it.
Yeah,
there's no ifs, ands,
right.
or buts about it.
Right. I can't make it. I can't make it. And it's there. I got to take it. I got to pull the trigger. Risk is intact. Let's go. Right. Like you start to get that like intuition, right? Where it's like, I know this isn't bullish, so I'm just gonna be bearish. Like, dude, I do that constantly, right? Like I constantly do that. I mean, this was Tuesday was a great example of it, right? I'm looking for long plays right here. Oh, this is 2 minute. That's why it looks a little bit different. Hold up. I mean, look at this day, bro. This is like consolidate, break, rip in the other direction. Dude, this day right here, and this is why this week you had to lock it in, right? Like you should always be locking in your profits, but weeks like this, like you gotta lock them in. Otherwise, you're gonna get hurt. There's a couple days this week I was going for much longer trending trades, and it just wasn't trending. So I was looking for longs up here, right? Let me, without taking too much time. Oh yeah, so end of day is way down here. I already did it. We got super high upside targets, previous day high, and then I got open print right here. Price falls down. And I'm going to pull up SPX because SPX actually looks a lot different this day. It's weird. Sometimes, right, so this was SPX. So what I was trying to do here on SPX, right, the market looked like this, right? So I have my upside targets at PDH, right? Obviously, I got this little wall right here I'm looking to get over. But I'm trying to play the context here where we get this like inverse head and shoulders, right? I get a left shoulder right here. I get my head down here at end of day, and then I get my right shoulder, right? So got open print right here, right? So this is a solid long play for me. I take this trade all the time. This is one of my A++ setups, right? Where you muscle into open print, you consolidate above it, you get that nice retest off the 50 and off the cloud right here. I'm like, okay, I'm in this long, this looks beautiful, and it just can't do it, right? And I'm like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like this is the beauty of the game, right? Because going back to what we were talking about with the 50-50 perspective, I'm like, okay, if this open print doesn't hold right here, now I have myself a clean move to the downside, right? I got a clean move down to end of day to close the gap, right? So open print longs don't work, falls below, comes up, tests the cloud. Like when I shorted this, I literally got in once this candle closed like this. So you got to think, I'm in the market short right here. And I'm willing, where I want to put my stop where I don't want price to go, which is going to be above that 50, right? Or like Todd does it, above the previous candle, right? Like I'm only gonna risk that one candle. Notice all your shitty trades you're holding on to. You're like, say your stop. Oh, I'm gonna short this, but I'm gonna put my stop right here, right? This is gonna end up being a shitty trade, right? Because you may or may not hold too much drawdown. Where you use that previous candle, right? You're not allowing it to go against you that bad. You're just going, okay, I'm gonna short this. Like the open print long I took this long off this candle, and I put my stop right here below the candle I got in. But once this candle ripped up, now my stop is below that candle because I don't want to see price. I don't want to see price form a lower low or a higher low or whatever it is, right? I don't want to see price get below this candle, right? So using those candles, like me and Todd talk about all the time, those candles are your most effective indicator of market conditions, right? Like what the candle's doing at the level is one of the most important things, right? Like this could look bullish as all hell, but based on the next candle, you know, it could change, right? And if it drops below that bullish candle, that's usually a sign, just like Todd said, that all those buyers are going to start stomping out. So it came up, ripped into it, and then I took a short right back down to end of day right here, getting a really nice short play here on SPX, and then and then here's the bull 180, right? This is what we always talk about right here. But the bull 180, when it's not at a critical level, like look at this bull 180, didn't have much follow through, right? But it's really not at a critical level. This bull 180, meaning this green candle taking out this red candle, has a lot of follow through. This is why those critical levels hold that weight, because that volume there, right? We gotta be able to see that. And then price came up. It got a beautiful retest here off open print too, for a nice long up into another target there, right? So that was another really good one. So using that 50-50 perspective though, it really keeps you dialed in, right? Because I mean, dude, you're gonna get these perfect long setups right here or short, and they're just not gonna hold. Is what it is, right? You got to be able to let go of it and switch. It's not easy in the beginning, right? Letting go of losing trades, but it does get easier. Happened to me the next day too. Really nice open print retest right here on SPX. I did not take this. I should have. Open prints established, ripped above, came down, retested open print. Nice rip up here into end of day, right? I did not take this though, and I'm going to tell you why. Is that 1 hour on SPY. So if you look at, what day is this? I remember this. This was 6/26. Oh yeah, right here. So we're below the 50, right? And this is where that 1 hour too. This was a really good long play though. I know a couple traders took this long. This was a really good play, right? Like I would have taken that long and just been ready to take profits there. But check it out. Check out this 1 hour on SPY. You got the 50 EMA, right? We've been above it all day in pre-market, and then we fall below it, right? So we fall below that 50. Let me get rid of this. And now we're opening well below the 50. We have end of day way up here. So now, hold on, let me just do this. We got the gap fill.
This is Wednesday, okay?
Yeah, Wednesday. Did you long that, Todd?
Yeah, I longed
stud.
the 10 o'clock candle, your time.
All right, let me pull that up.
Um,
All right, hold on. Right. What's this? No, next day. Hold up. Okay, Wednesday right here. Oh, that's beautiful right there off the 50.
yeah, and this is another thing I've been seeing, and it's almost an A+ setup for me. When previous resistance turns support, and if you go to like a 2 minute, you can see them wicks coming down.
Yeah, right here.
They call it the ceiling becomes the floor.
Yeah.
That's almost A+ for me.
Oh yeah. Especially with the
holding
50.
the 20, holding the cloud.
Look at that.
I got to take that.
Yeah, look at that. I mean, even this right here off open print. And this is one thing. This is, looking back on this week, I should have traded the 2 minute a lot more. But look at this. Like, look at this off open print. Right? You got open print. It's fighting. It's fighting. Uh-oh. I just clicked something. I'm trying to put a trade on. We break, like, look, look at, we're fighting. We're fighting. Boom, we blow past it. This candle right here tells us so much. This green candle, this 944 candle tells us so much, dude. Like, now, and this is the thing that I want to work on. I didn't long this because the 1 hour 50 EMA, which is fine to have criteria. Like, there's nothing wrong with being patient, but you gotta be able to not, like, you can't not, you gotta, there has to be a medium in between where, like, okay, yeah, end of day's up here. It was my pre-market plan to wait to see what happened at end of day. There's nothing wrong with that. But you gotta remind yourself, right? We're day traders. This move right here, when end of day now becomes your target, if I'm so confident that that 50 EMA is gonna be respected, why not play into it? Right? Now, obviously, you know, you want to be careful when you're, you know, fighting the 50, but, you know, just what I guess what I'm trying to say is I didn't take this trade because I was concerned with what was going to happen at that 50 retest. And looking back, I definitely could have made a quick 40% return on this trade on SBX all day. You know, because my criteria is right here. I mean, look at it. Break above open print, solid retest, break above the 50, come down, retest the cloud. You know, this would have been a perfect long entry, even on this candle, if you put your stop at open print, which, you know, basically what I'm saying is sometimes this week I allowed certain things to keep me from entering, right? And that's something I'm looking into. You know, obviously some weeks are harder than others. But yeah.
Yeah, it was just like we talked about last week, Josh. You get that double cross.
Yeah.
Right there. Now what's the pullback gonna look like?
Right.
You know, if you didn't pull the trigger, I want to see the pullback. Pull back the previous resistance. Wicks, green. Take out the red. I got to be in that.
Right. Regardless.
You know.
Regardless.
Yeah.
Even if end of day is right here. You know what I mean? I mean, look at it. It was 80 cents away. I had no reason not to take this trade. You know what I mean? I had no reason not to take this trade. In reality, you have your setup. You have open print. Now you get the crossover, right? That's the one you're talking about right there, right, Todd? You get the crossover.
Yes, sir.
Where it opens below, closes above, which means nothing until the retest. Right? So this
That's
is
right.
like, now if this candle ripped up above this high, then that would be a different story, right? If this candle ripped and like blew out this high, then maybe a breakout entry will work there. But on this candle, we haven't closed above this candle yet, so the retest needs to be seen. And then that was a smooth retest right there off open print. And then yeah, I understand the 50s right there, but these candles off this level is gonna mean something. You know, so yeah, that's a solid play right there, bro. Oh, hold up. Let me plug my computer in.
Yeah, and what gave me more confidence on to be looking for longs right there is see that opening red bar, that big red bar had no follow through. That tells you something too.
Hold up, Todd. Let me plug this in real quick. All right, there we go. Yeah. Oh, this one right here with no follow through. Absolutely.
That's it.
Absolutely. Look at that. Massive red candle, no follow through. Look at the candle after it. The candle after it, right? How about that 50% rule? Right? When you get these larger candles, I don't want to see the next candle take back more than 50% of that. Right? Like I'd say that 50% is right here at 543.50. Now,
Yes, sir.
These buyers just took back more than half that. So even if I get an open print retest, I really don't want to short that, right? Like using them candles to really judge that story, You know what I mean? It is gonna help you a lot right there. Yeah, that's a really good play right there, bro. Really good play. And the biggest thing I'm taking from this day is to not let